Oh, it's been so long since I've done one of these videos. Hello everyone, and welcome to whatever this video is going to become. My name is Zarina, and today we are finally going through the second half of the books that I read in the month of March. Is it the last week of June? Yup. Do we care anymore? No. Yeah, so let's just get started before I get more off track. You didn't see it, but I've been procrastinating. I figured because it's been so long, I might as well just start with the books that I'm currently reading, because who knows how long it will be till you guys see the video with those books. Currently working my way through The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. This is probably like my 5th or 6th time reading this book. I just really enjoy them. I have not yet read The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes or Sunrise on the Reaping, and I was like, it's been a little too long. I should probably reread the original trilogy. I did watch the movies recently on vacation, but like, I remember the movies not having a lot of the same things as the book, and I was right. I forgot how sassy Katniss is, especially in like her internal monologue. So it's been really fun. I'm currently on like chapter 6. She just got to the capital and she met Cinna for the first time. And then I'm also reading, I just passed halfway on House of Salt and Sorrows. This is more like my everyday book, and I started it yesterday. And it's okay, I'm having mixed feelings about it, but I have a lot of context around that, so I'll share that eventually at some point. Alright, let's get started with March's books. Yay. So the first book I'll be talking about in this video is, I thought that was so much closer than it was, is Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby and Pelt. I had such a good time with this book. I borrowed it from the library and it was good enough where I was like, I really want a copy of that. Is it one of those paperbacks with the stupid sprayed edges? Yes, I don't hate sprayed edges on hardcover books as long as they're not like one solid color, but I just think with all paperbacks they just look super stupid, and I will hold on to that. I will, however, appreciate the fact that it has fish on it. I love myself some good fish to stare at, and I just think the colors are kind of pretty. Just like, why paperbacks? I don't know. Anyway, basically this book is about a woman named Tova. She's on the verge of retiring from her job as a cleaner from this aquarium, and in the past her husband died and her son went missing when he was 18 years old, and she doesn't really have a lot of closure around that, but she really enjoys this job working as a cleaner at the aquarium, and she makes friends with an octopus. His name is Marcellus, and we find out like he's very smart, and like the humans around him know that he's smart, but when we get to read from his perspective, we get to see a lot more about him. And it's kind of about like their friendship, that Marcellus is really curious, so he really wants to help Tova because he really likes her as a friend. So he starts investigating what might have happened when her son disappeared when he was 18 years old. And yeah, just a lot of fun, actually. I don't generally like general fiction, and I had such a good time. Again, I did borrow this from the library at first and then ended up buying myself a copy because I just needed a happy ending, and this book definitely brought that. Even though it deals with a lot of themes of grief and being unsure about the next stages of your life, it just ends on such a positive note. Like, there's just so many, I wouldn't say sad things that happen, but there's just, I don't know, can I say I don't know any more times in this 1 minute and 30 seconds I've been recording. Yeah, I overall really enjoyed it, and it got a 5 stars from me, and which I was really interested to see because I knew kind of going into it that it was gonna be a pretty good book, because literally every single review of this book I've seen, it's been at least a 4.5 stars or above, and mainly just like solid 5 stars from most of the people I follow on Book Talk and like BookTube. So I had high hopes, and the high hopes were met, so yay. Also, if you can kind of see, the March sign is like totally beat up because it's totally just been hanging out in my room and got completely squished. So if you saw one of my last videos, you'll see that I just cleaned my K-pop shelf, and that just reminds me of K-pop Demon Hunters. If you have not seen it, please go see it. That movie is on Netflix and it is so good. I have not felt like the urge to be in a fandom since I got into Stray Kids like 5 years ago, and that's kind of insane to say, but like, yeah, I love it. I'm planning on going to Anime Expo with my friends, and I want to make a bag of the tiger. His name is Derpy, I believe, and then the crow is Sussy, and I want to embroider them into a bag so bad. They're so cute and I love it, and then the whole movie is just yeah. If you know, you know, and if you don't know, go watch the movie, and the soundtrack is so good. I've been making everyone around me watch it. I've been trying to convince my dad to sit down and watch it with me, but he's been really busy, and so was my mom, so I'm like, darn. But Cynthia's watching it this weekend. Hey, if this video comes out on Friday, Cynthia's watching it on Saturday, so don't give her any spoilers. The next book that I read for the month of March was a volume 4. Volume 4 of Sign of Affection. This series is growing on me. I like the main guy more and more every volume, which I think is the point. And basically, A Sign of Affection is about a girl who's in college in Japan. She's deaf, and her finding a relationship as a deaf person, basically. And like the main love interest, his name's Itsuomo. He travels a lot and he knows a lot about languages, and he's really curious to learn sign language because he just like has a love of like languages and traveling. So just yeah, he just wants to learn sign language. That's, I think, why I had the hardest time like getting into this series, because I was like, what is this guy's point? But like, I'm okay with it. I'm just here for the ride now, and I'm having a good time. What did I rate this? That'd be really great, right? If I remember that would be fantastic, actually. I rated this 4.5 stars. That's backwards. I rated this 4.5 stars. So the next book that I read, I actually don't have on me, and the story is actually kind of funny because technically it is Cynthia's library book that I borrowed from her. And the story goes that basically I had a couple days off from work and I was gonna go visit Cynthia in Long Beach, and I was waiting for her class to end, and I was just like trapped in her dorm for like multiple hours, and she only has like one dorm key, like most people do, because it's her dorm. She had to go to class, so I had to find something to do in her tiny dorm room, and I found her library book of The Score by Elle Kennedy, and I was like, well, I can just reread this. But basically I reread it in like one sitting. The Off-Campus series by Elle Kennedy, if you've been around here, you know it's like my guilty pleasure. I don't know what it is about it. It's not necessarily like the most like crazy thing you'll read. It's not even, it's like middle of the road, and my brain just really hooked onto it and enjoys it. The Score is Dean's book, and I think he's my favorite from the first 5 books. So it was just, I had a good time and I read it. Cynthia's still not finished the book, but that's fine because she's busy with like really important things like school. That was not meant to be sarcastic because that came out sarcastic. I rated it 4 stars. It was good. But yeah, moving on. Continuing the pretty good reading month, up next I have Warrior Girl Unearthed by Angeline Boulley. I ended up rating this a 5 stars. If you know anything about me, you'll know that I don't enjoy thrillers like nearly at all. Like ever, any grade level thrillers are not for me. But Angeline Boulley just does them so well. This is a YA thriller based in the same world as Firekeeper's daughter. The female main character is actually one of the twins from Firekeeper's daughter a couple years in the future, and we get to see all the people from Firekeeper's daughter show up in here because what's her name? Why am I forgetting her name? Perry is the main character for this one. She's so sassy. She is so much fun to read. Much like Firekeeper's daughter, just shines a light on difficult topics in a fantastic way. And the mystery in it was very interesting. It has, this specific book has to do more with like academic and like politics and academics around remains of Native people, which not something I've ever really thought of before, but just the way it's covered in this book is so fantastic and so interesting, and like made me want to learn more, as well as like completely inhale this book. I cannot wait for whatever Angeline Boulley writes. Boulley, sorry. My pronunciation is always gonna be a little bit shit with names. I'm working on it, I promise. I will read anything this woman writes. So I cannot wait for another book by her. Okay, we finally did it. 2 videos, and we are to the last book that I read for the month of March. Is Snowy with the Red Hair, volume 12. I feel like I read a lot of manga this month. This was a pretty good volume. I rated this one a 4.75 stars. I believe this is like the beginning of a new arc, so a lot less fillery than the volume before this, which is the only reason I think I gave it like a 4-star flat or like a 4.25 star. The art is so gorgeous, the story is really good, and I really want them to continue the anime. I would love to see these parts animated, but just because it's been such a long time since Snowy with the Red Hair has gotten new TV show content, I really don't know if they're planning on making more or not. The only thing holding me over is the fact that the current Apothecary Diaries season is still going on. But last week we didn't get an episode, and I've been stressed and upset about it, because like, what do you mean you had a misscheduling with the VAs like the week of the episode before the finale week? I'm so stressed. I need to know what happens. I don't have the manga or light novels, which I'm working on reading through, and I can't do this. I need to know what happens, and I need a lot. I'm just gonna after this I'm probably gonna go watch K-pop Demon Hunters again to feel better. And oh yeah, if you haven't read Someone with Red Hair, basically it's about a girl named Shirayuki. She has bright red hair, and that hair tends to get her in trouble a lot just because it's really rare and people like try to get to her for it. She's an apothecary, so in the first couple volumes she escapes to another country where she tries to make herself at home and become an apothecary for the kingdom, and she makes friends and there's romance and it's good. Oh my god, no. And oh my gosh, what's his name? Prince Izana. I hated Prince Izana like starting off, and I like really love him in these like recent volumes. Well, not recent because it's still volume 12, and I'm pretty sure there's still like 14 other volumes that I need to get through. But yeah, oh my god, now my nose is running. It must be allergies. But yeah, like I said earlier, this is the last book. I'm probably gonna go watch K-pop Demon Hunters for like the 12th time, and try to figure out why my throat is so itchy. But yeah, congratulations if you made it this far. You made it to the end of the video. Yay! I'd really appreciated it if you subscribed, because I'm trying to make it to 100 subscribers by the end of the year. I think I'm currently at like 44, and it's thanks to all of you who are already subscribed. I appreciate you guys so much. If you could leave a like, that also helps a ton. Leave below in the comments who's your favorite, who's your Huntrix bias, and who is your Saja Boys bias, because my Huntrix bias is Rumi and my Saja Boys bias is Jinu, and I love them. I'm unwell actually, and yeah, I'm gonna stop talking now before I for some reason start crying about them again for like the 50th time this week, because if you know, you know. Okay, bye! Oh wow, that is so much just creamer. There's no coffee in that. Wow. Ugh. Not yet read The Ballad of Songbirds. Whoa. What am I saying?